Issues with voting machines, long lines, and recounts are all things the 2018 midterm elections will be remembered for. While the issues in states like Georgia and Florida are continuing to make headlines, voting issues in this past election happened everywhere. Quinnipiac senior Joe Yasso, who has been following the news of these voting issues, say that what is happening in these other states is not too far off from what happened in Connecticut.
It made me upset to look nationwide and see the amount of voter suppression that was going on and kind of look at our own town and say, oh my God, it's happening everywhere. This is a huge problem.
This year, Quinnipiac's Election Engagement Committee worked to get as many students civically engaged as possible. With nonpartisan information sessions and election drives, the committee worked to get students to either register and request an absentee ballot from home or fill out one of these forms and register in Hamden.
We know that there are specific rules for college students, and the form has to be filled out in a very specific way where they list, not only what campus they live on, but what their residence hall and room number is, as well as their mailbox number. So there's a lot of pieces that may be tricky for students.
And for some Quinnipiac students, filling out this form was tricky. According to Pizzella, there was 15 students who either did not completely fill out the form or fill out the form incorrectly. Pizzella said that the committee did try to contact these students, but many did not get back to them. So when some students did have issues at the polls on election day, the committee was not completely surprised.
All the other students that we've talked to this point didn't actually properly register, so that's why when they showed up, they did not have a registration on file.
Yasso was the only Quinnipiac student who had an issue with the form that was actually submitted. Through the voter registration drive, he attempted to submit a change of address. But he said when he got to his polling location,
I walked up to the table that had my street name on it. I said my street name and they said, oh, there's no one here at that address. There's no one at that address with your name.
After talking to an election official, he was told he was registered at his old address.
I was apparently the only student who had an issue, but to me, there shouldn't have been any issue at all. Like, should have been able to go in and vote by the correct procedure, but my form wasn't processed.
Hamden Republican Registrar Anthony Esposito says that using paper forms to register is complicated.
Besides the usual problems of any handwritten form, what is this number? What is this letter? How is this? Is this the correct spelling?
Any small error can lead to a registration form not being processed. Because of this, he encourages students to register to vote online.
Going online, doing something that students do 1,000 times a day, it's entering in the computer address, the form comes up and you just fill it out. And when you're all done putting all the data in, you confirm it and send it, and it comes here electronically.
For students looking to register to vote in the future, if you're from the state of Connecticut, then what Esposito said is true. If you fill out that online registration form, your information will automatically be sent over to the registrar's office. However, if you're from out of state, your registration form requires a signature and a date. This means when you get to the last step of the registration form, you're going to have to print out this mail-in registration form. You're going to have to sign it, date it, either mail it to the registrar's office or drop it off in person. Reporting for QNN, Callie Keys.